All right, it's 6:30 in the evening and it is still 29-30 degrees up in the mountains, and it's time to make some wood chips because the soil is drying out way too fast. I don't have enough time to come up and water the plants, and I don't have an automatic irrigation system in place yet. So wood chips, let's go. All right, this is what it looks like. The small twigs of the old dry wood, it doesn't cut as well, but everything else looks really nice. It's gonna go perfect right on the garden bed to help to retain some of that humidity in the blazing sun. Oh, this is not all. I got this too, and it took about less than 10 minutes, I think. Welcome back. It's been a couple of days and I've put together yet another pile of branches going to the wood chipper, and I finished tilling this area as well as this area. Actually, a funny thing happened over here in the corner. Well, it didn't happen in the corner, but so someone recommended to sprout mung beans, which I did. I took a nice big bunch. I followed the instructions, soaking them for 24 hours and then just rinsing in and changing water every couple of hours. What I didn't realize was how much they were gonna grow. So at the end of it, I mean like 2 days later, I ended up with about 2 kilos of mung bean sprouts, and they looked so healthy and happy that I went, well, I can't eat all of them, so I just dumped them in the soil and covered them with this dry grass, and they're popping like crazy everywhere here. It's in this corner. It was a bit of an experiment, and it actually worked. So now I'm trying to sprout other things as well, leaving them to sprout for a couple of days until they have roots and leaf development, and then just dropping them in the soil. We'll see how it goes. So far, so good. So now I'm going to throw down some more of this compost, and then I'm going to get these wood chips going, throw them on top, and then we have good protection for the soil. Let's go. Well, unfortunately, I didn't have time to get the wood chips sorted because I decided that my garden beds were not leveled enough. So first I dropped in about 200 something liters of compost, and then I tilled it to mix it in with the clay, and then I went over the whole thing as well as this one with a level, a 2-meter long level, and just leveled it all out. Necessary? I don't know. I just like the idea of water falling symmetrically on the crops. Shoot me. I don't know. It was fun. Anyway, so I'll get back to this tomorrow because right now the sun is setting and it's time to get home to the family. Otherwise, wifey's gonna go. Okay, time to wrap it up. So I finished the wood chipping, and I covered this one and that one and the garden bed on the other side of the house as well. And I sprinkled some over here as well that was left over. All right, so what I did from the beginning was first tilling the soil. And now, by all means, I know that this is not the proper way to do it. In ideal conditions, I would have just put cardboard to cover the soil and to suffocate the weeds and put compost on top, and that would be it. But because I'm dealing with just pure rock hard clay and gravel, this gravel from a previous construction, it is absolutely impossible for the roots of any seedlings to dig into that. So I tilled the soil first to loosen it up. Then I dumped about 1,000 liters of compost on top. Then I tilled that in to mix it up and incorporate it. And this is an interesting experiment. I pre-soaked and germinated about a kilo of sativa. Not that sativa. This is a green manure, which is used to push nitrogen into the soil as well as organic matter once you chop it down. So I've put that on top of the compost, and then I've covered it with the wood chips, and this is what it looks like. So after that, I took the opportunity to plant some courgette, which I put there, and a few marigolds to keep them company. And regarding the inside of the house, renovation continues, and they are done with all the dirty work, so to speak. So all the sockets have been placed, everything is in place and ready to be wired. Kitchen's gonna be here, of course. Living area, dining and staircase that leads up to the loft, and the bathroom. By Friday, they should be completely done with the electric system, and then we're gonna get started on the plumbing. And oh, this is a fun detail. Here we're gonna open up a door, and on the back side we're gonna build a small room which is gonna house the batteries and the inverter of the solar panels. Really looking forward to that. All green, all living. Finally, I planted some Indian cress. I put one over there in the rock solid clay just to see how it'll do, because apparently it's supposed to be able to grow in any conditions as long as it's not in shade. And the other two I dumped here, right next to the sunflower I recently popped. So I got one Indian cress here, one over there. And my hope is that it's gonna climb up here and add some flowers to the mix of this tall grass. And that is it for this week. See you next week. Bye.